Robert Grave's novel, I, Claudius, 1934, takes the form of an autobiography narrated by the Roman Emperor Claudius, chronicling the era of the Julio-Claudian dynasty and the Roman Empire. It is followed by a sequel, Claudius the God, 1935. These two novels were adapted into a highly acclaimed television series by the BBC, also titled I, Claudius. In recognition of its literary merit, I, Claudius was ranked 14th on the Modern Library's list of the 100 best English-language novels of the 20th century in 1998 and was included by Time as one of the 100 best English-language novels from 1923 to the present in 2005. The narrative of I, Claudius begins with the titular character asserting himself as the author, declaring his intention to provide a truthful history of his family. He holds nothing back, even offering sharp criticism of Augustus and Livia. As Augustus reigns over Rome, his outward prosperity is marred by personal losses. Numerous heirs, including Marcellus, Marcus Agrippa, Gaius Caesar, and Lucius Caesar, meet untimely and suspicious deaths. Claudius reveals that these tragedies are orchestrated by the calculating Livia, Augustus' wife, who seeks to secure the succession for her own son, Tiberius. It is during this tumultuous period that Claudius, a sickly boy with a limp and a stutter, is born. He faces rejection and cruelty from nearly everyone, including his own mother, Antonia. However, his brother Germanicus and cousin Postumus show him kindness. Claudius also finds solace in Athenodorus, a compassionate philosopher who becomes his tutor and nurtures his love for history and republican ideals. Advised by his idol Asinius Pollio, Claudius learns to mask his intellect and play the fool as a survival strategy. Eventually, Postumus is falsely accused of assaulting Livilla and his niece Aemilia. He is banished to an island, but before his departure, he confides in Claudius, revealing the truth behind the accusations. Claudius shares the truth about Postumus with his brother Germanicus, who convinces Augustus of Postumus's innocence. In a clever maneuver, Augustus replaces Postumus with a double named Clemens on the island. He then writes a secret will naming Postumus as his heir. Tragically, Livia discovers the will and poisons Augustus, leading to Tiberius ascending to the throne. However, the German legions refuse to pledge loyalty to Tiberius and instead declare allegiance to Germanicus, causing confusion. Germanicus rejects their claim and sends his wife and youngest son, Caligula, away for their safety. He approaches Claudius for a loan to pay the soldiers, and Claudius agrees, disguising the funds as gambling debts. Caligula later returns, Germanicus resolves the mutiny, and he successfully campaigns in Germany. Meanwhile, Claudius uncovers the truth that Postumus is alive and in hiding, plotting to reclaim his rightful place and overthrow the current regime. Claudius writes to Germanicus about this, but Livia intercepts the letters. Postumus is eventually captured and executed by Tiberius, while Livia sends Claudius into exile in Carthage. Tiberius, still suspicious of Claudius, spies on Germanicus, who ultimately falls victim to poisoning. It is later revealed that Caligula was responsible for his father's death. Sejanus, a trusted captain of Tiberius, secretly conspires to seize power, planning to poison his own son Castor and Germanicus's wife, Agrippina. However, Agrippina survives due to her possession of secret information about Augustus's true feelings toward Tiberius. Livia hosts a dinner, inviting Claudius and Caligula. She declares that Caligula will become the next emperor and that Claudius will succeed him. Livia extracts a promise from Claudius, demanding that she be revered as a goddess, to which he reluctantly agrees. On Livia's deathbed, Claudius reveals Caligula's betrayal, causing her to acknowledge that he is no fool. Tiberius, a merciless dictator, executes hundreds before uncovering Sejanus's treachery. He grants more power to Caligula and Naevius Sutorius Macro, resulting in the execution of Sejanus and his children. After divorcing his wife, who happens to be Sejanus's sister, Claudius manages to survive the dangerous political climate. However, Livilla, Sejanus's sister and Claudius's former wife, is imprisoned by her own mother, Antonia, and tragically dies of starvation. Antonia, consumed by guilt, subjects herself to the torment of listening to her own daughter's demise. As Tiberius grows old and weary, he meets his demise by being smothered to death by Macro. Following Tiberius's death, Caligula assumes the role of emperor and initially displays kindness and benevolence. Claudius, who had sought refuge in Capua, is summoned back to Rome. However, Caligula's mental state deteriorates rapidly as he falls ill and proclaims himself a god. His behavior becomes increasingly irrational, leading to the deaths of thousands of people and the financial ruin of the empire. At the height of his madness, Caligula faces a challenge from Cassius Chaerea. Cassius takes matters into his own hands and kills Caligula, along with his wife and daughter. Claudius witnesses this horrifying event from his hiding place, but is eventually discovered by the guards. In a twisted turn of events, the guards jokingly declare Claudius as the new emperor, disregarding his protests. Reluctantly, Claudius accepts the title for the safety of his wife and unborn child, realizing that as emperor, he might finally have the opportunity for his book to be read. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.